Back in 2017, Bitcoin was so popular that it was hard to find someone who wasn't interested in investing in Bitcoin or one of the other cryptocurrencies. This was especially true after Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, the twin brothers who were supposed to be the founders of Facebook, but had their ideas stolen by the software developer they hired, which was Mark Zuckerberg, became the first Bitcoin billionaires. I don't know what their net worth is right now, but since the price of Bitcoin has doubled since 2017, they have definitely made more than $1 billion. When that kind of thing happens, it always turns into a bubble. And you should know that bubbles pop when they get too big. The price of crypto fell to an all-time low. Millions of dollars were lost by people. For a moment, it seemed like the end of cryptocurrencies. But someone who knew about blockchain knew that this technology is here to stay. And in the last few months, the price of Bitcoin went back to $40,000, which is twice as big as it was at its highest point in 2017. People are excited to invest after the stock market went up so much in 2020. Some stocks doubled, tripled, and even went up to over 700% in a year. So in this video, I want to find out how to find investment properties that can make you a millionaire. Should you put your money into Bitcoin, or should you get into real estate since its interest rates are so low? Listen up, because you're about to find out how to find a $1 million chance. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps us spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. So what exactly is the best investing advice? Here it is. You just have to be right once. Let me make you feel bad by telling you that all the chances you missed over the past few years might have doubled, tripled, or even grown your money by over 1,000% or more. And Bitcoin isn't the only one. Since 2015, Bitcoin has grown by over 12,000%. Just to show you what that means, let me give you an example. If you invested just $1,000 in Bitcoin in 2015, which wasn't that long ago, that $1,000 would be worth $120,000 by this year. If you had been a little more generous and invested, say, $10,000, that $10,000 would be worth $1.2 million today, making you a millionaire. People who bought Bitcoins before 2015 for a small fraction of that price now have at least a few $1 million, if not tens of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoins. Because of that, some people even got rich enough to become billionaires. In the summer of 2019, which wasn't that long ago, one Tesla stock was worth less than $1. In less than 2 years, the price of a single Tesla stock went from less than $1 to over $811, which is a 2,000% increase. That means if you had put just $1,000 into Tesla a little more than a year ago, that $1,000 would be worth more than $20,000 today. In other words, if you had saved $50,000 by 2019 and put the whole amount into Tesla, you would be worth more than $1 million today. Think about turning $50,000 into $1 million in less than 2 years. That sounds like the best thing ever. In 2012, when the company was just getting back on its feet after the mortgage crisis, a small company called Netflix was starting to make a name for itself. It was supposed to change the way we watch TV. For a few dollars a month, you could log in and watch any movie you want, whenever you want, instead of watching different TV channels. Not everyone thought this was a good idea, but those who knew the internet was definitely the future decided to invest, and the stock price has gone up by more than 5,730% since 2012. That means that every $1,000 that was put into Netflix back then is now worth more than $57,000 today. In other words, if you put only $18,000 into Netflix in 2012 and did nothing else, you would be a millionaire today. And how about those who put much more than $18,000? Well, you do the math. Here's another real-life example. David Sheraton, who is a computer scientist and a professor at Stanford University, came across one of the startups that focus on building a search engine called Google. Back then, it was a tiny tech startup that was desperately raising money, and its founders were even ready to sell the company for $1 million to Yahoo. But Sheraton, as a computer scientist, understood the potential of search engines. So back in the early days of the company, he decided to invest $100,000 in this company. And guess what happened later? He didn't just become a millionaire. He became a billionaire, and his net worth today is over $8 billion. A single investment turned someone from an average Stanford professor who spent years saving that $100,000 to a billionaire without even participating in growing that company. Enjoying this video so far? If you answered yes, then I would like you to do a little something for me and my growing channel. Pause this video right now and do me a huge favor by hitting the like button and click subscribe if you're new. If you did, you're great, and we really appreciate your help. Rest assured, we'll bring you more videos that would help you thrive wisely. And going back, before the pandemic, Timothy Springer knew how dangerous viruses were and how much damage they could do. So when he found a biotech company in Massachusetts called Moderna about 10 years ago, he decided to put $5 million into it. The company's main goals were to make new medicines and find new ways to make vaccines. It wasn't as exciting as electric cars or online shopping, but as a biology professor, he knew how important vaccines were. So when the pandemic hit, Moderna's value went through the roof, and his 3.5 stake in the company is now worth more than $2 billion. In just 10 years, he went from having $5 million to having over $2 billion. Unbelievable. I could keep going and give a million more examples, but the point is that there have been a lot of chances in the past, and there are a lot of chances now. There will be a million more chances in the future too. How many of them do you have to find to become a millionaire or a billionaire? 5, 10, 15? No, just one. Just once, you have to be right. You don't have to have an opinion on everything. As Warren Buffett says, even if you miss every other chance, it doesn't matter. As long as you find just one and use it, you'll be fine. The real question is how to find these kinds of chances. Since there are opportunities in every field, it's up to you to be the best at something, and then you'll be able to find them. When the internet was just getting popular, people who wanted to pay online got into cryptos. Gary Vaynerchuk was very interested in social media, so he put a lot of money into Facebook, Twitter, and other social media companies. He also built an entire company around social media, which is now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Warren Buffett is the best investor of all time, but he missed out on investing in Amazon, Tesla, Google, Bitcoin, and a million other opportunities. Even though Bill Gates is a close friend of his and tried to get him to invest in Microsoft in the 1990s, he didn't. But really, it doesn't matter. He specialized in one area where he was really good. He waited eagerly and only put money in when the time was right. Did he do what he should have? Well, I guess so, since at one point he was even richer than Bill Gates and the richest person in the world. And he is still one of the few richest people in the world right now. But here's what most people do wrong. People invest when they think they are missing out on something. For example, let's look at Bitcoin. When prices fell in 2018, Bitcoin was worth about $3,000 on the market. None of these quote-unquote passionate investors cared. They forgot everything about it. But as soon as it's back in the news and going up, everyone wants to get in and make a lot of money. It's too late. Investing when it's at its highest point is a bad idea because it will fall. Can you get lucky? Maybe. Can you get unlucky? Definitely. So counting on luck to make a lot of money isn't the best way to do it. I'm not telling you to not invest in Bitcoin, real estate, or the stock market. I'm just saying that if you're late to the party, don't risk your money. Don't think you're better than you are, and don't try to see every chance because you'll miss all of them. So, the best investing advice is to remember that you only have to be right just once. It will then lead you to become so good at this, you know exactly how this business, stock, and technology will grow by 10, 20, or even 1,000 times in the next few years. And with that, You won't be easily thrown off by the daily ups and downs of the stock market. Well, that's basically the best investing advice ever explained. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this, then you will probably learn a lot more from watching this other video. Millionaires never buy these 6 things. If you click on the screen right now, you can go and watch that. Do you want to learn more on how to thrive wisely? What videos would you want to watch next? Feel free to comment down below. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.